high youth ministry coordinator here at St. John's Cathedral. Welcome to the Cathedral.
Thank you. It's really good to be able to support the community as a junior high youth minister. I'm really excited for what the next couple of years are going to hold for all the kids.
Awesome. So are you from Boise? Are you new to Boise? What brought you here?
Yeah, actually I'm initially from Southern California, a little town called Murrieta, halfway between San Diego and Los Angeles. I moved up here for college to go to Boise State. I've been here for about 4 years now. I'm a student studying material science and engineering with a minor in electrical engineering. I had big aspirations to go and work for NASA or to be a big engineer, but after kind of giving it some contemplation and some discernment, I realized my passion lies in teaching, and so that's why I figured doing youth ministry with these kids would be a great opportunity for me to get to come into the role as a teacher that I really want to be. And I'm also serving as a substitute teacher at some of the schools in the Valley.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So tell us about your faith and your Catholic story. What led you to beyond want to be a teacher, but want to lead our youth in their ministry and their faith?
Yeah, so a couple years ago when I actually moved to Boise State, it was kind of a spiritual awakening for me. A lot of the other Catholic students at Boise State really inspired me to delve deeper into my faith, and especially into the more intellectual aspects of our faith, to really seek out those truths that sometimes evade, lukewarm Catholics. And so I really started reading a lot more into philosophy and theology, really diving deeper into what the faith has to offer. It really made me realize how deep our faith goes and how much there is to appreciate, not only about the intellectual aspect of it, but a lot of the interior prayer life as well. And so my goal with youth ministry, and one of the reasons I really want to be working with these kids, is to slowly start to introduce some of those deeper aspects of the faith on a level that's much more understandable and relatable for children. My goal is to work with high school students as a teacher in the future, because I think that's a period where they're seeking lots of answers, and I can really provide that through not only expressing the faith to them, but through science as well. Mm-hmm. And the reason I wanted to work with middle school students is because in a couple years they'll be high school students, and so it's kind of like a natural progression that I learned to adapt to the mind of a middle schooler and be able to meet them at their level, and then be able to apply that then to high schoolers, and I may even be able to teach some of them in high school in a couple years as well.
That's great. Well, middle schoolers, they're on the cusp of becoming young adults, but they still have that childlike curiosity, which that's a good time to capture them, I think.
Right.
As the parent of a middle schooler.
I have lots of energy, and so I also really enjoy getting to bounce off their energy a bit, because what I found out over this last week, my first week working with them, is that, boy, they're very high energy. Yeah. It's lots of fun.
Good. So what is your role going to be here at the Cathedral?
It's going to be serving as the youth minister for junior high. I'm also going to be going over to St. Joe's and giving either a lesson or just sitting in on some of the classes with the kids. That way I can kind of become present in their lives and be someone that they can kind of turn to, someone that they can trust, and kind of like a friend in that way as well. And I'm also going to be trying to be present around the parish as well. Hopefully, just doing what I can to help out around the whole parish.
Great. And what is your vision going forward for the middle school youth ministry?
So my goal going forward is that the kids are able to go to youth group on Sunday and have fun, make new friends, meet their peers, but also to grow much deeper in their faith in ways that don't necessarily stay on the surface of Catholicism, right? I want to introduce them to sometimes more complex topics, but in a way that they can understand, because their minds are at a point where they're kind of like sponges. They'll take lots of things in, and it'll actually leave a much more substantial impression on them than it might seem. And so my goal is to start to introduce those things and kind of get them to think about the more deeper aspects of the faith.
That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So could you remind our audience when youth group meets on Sundays?
Yeah, so the middle school and the high school youth group actually meet at 2:45 on Sunday, and we go till 4:40, 4:45. Just we start off with food and some games. We kind of dive into the talk or the theme of the night. From there, we also break out into small groups so that the kids can get to interact with their peers and some of our small group leaders as well. And then we have kind of a prayerful experience at the end. Sometimes it's adoration, sometimes it's having them write a letter to God, something to get them to bring them into a more prayerful mindset.
And can kids join at any time if they haven't registered already?
Absolutely. There's no registration required. They can always just show up and join with us.
Great. Well, welcome to St. John's Cathedral, Dillon, and thank you for sharing your time with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Goodbye.